In this video, we are going to discuss chapter number 2, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Okay, so this will be a kind of your speed revision type. If you are focusing on this flower, then this flower is having total two units, you can say. Yes, number one says your reproductive unit, and second you can say as your accessory unit. If you are talking about your reproductive unit, तो इसके अंदर आता है आपका एंड्रोशियम एंड गाइनोशियम. If you are talking about your accessory units, तो इसके अंदर आती है आपकी कैलिक्स एंड कोरोला. If you are talking about your androecium, androecium is equal to your male reproductive unit is equal to your stamen. Gynoecium is equal to female reproductive unit, or you can say it as your pistil or carpel. Calyx is your sepals and corolla is your petals. Am I clear? Of course, as the name suggests, reproductive unit का function होगा. It plays a very important role in a process of reproduction. Whereas if we are talking about accessory units, accessory in the sense they helps. How come they help? If you are talking about your sepals, your calyx, then they are going to protect your flower in birth stage. And if you are talking about your corolla, that is your petals, they plays a very important role in attracting insects for pollination. Okay, so first we are going to discuss your androecium. First we are going to discuss your androecium. Androecium is your male reproductive unit, and यहाँ पे आपका आता है stamen. Okay, if we see the structure of stamen, then it have bilobe anther, as you can see over here, right, and a long filament. तो ये हो गया बच्चों जी आपका एंथर, एंड ये हो गया आपका फिलामेंट. Am I clear? The portion which is present over here is called as your connective. Okay, if we are focusing on this anther, then this anther is having two thecas, as you can see in the diagram. कितने thecas है? Two thecas are present, and hence you can say it as your डाइथीकस. आप इसको क्या बोलो? डाइथीकस बोलते हो. लेकिन each lobe of your anther is having, each lobe of your anther is having two, ये चीज जो मैंने ड्रॉ करी है, pollen sac. This is your pollen sac. Am I clear? Any doubts in this? Or it is a cavity. एक cavity है जिसको आप क्या बोलो? pollen sac भी बोल सकते हो. So once again, anther जो है उसमें दो lobes है. It is diathecus. But if you will see inside it, then each lobe is having one and two cavity. This is called as your pollen sac. इसको क्या बोलते हैं आप? pollen sac बोलो, जहाँ पे बनती है आपकी pollen grains. Am I clear? तो ये हो गया आपका anther, right? Now if you are focusing on this microsporangium, if you are focusing on your microsporangium, then this microsporangium is having how many walls? कितनी walls होती है? It is having 4 walls. Yes or no? Yes, yes. Outermost, right? 1, 2. This is your third, and this is your fourth. Am I clear? ये यहाँ से मैंने उठाया है. If you see the cross section of your microsporangium, it have circular outline. It is having circular outline, and it is basically having 4 layers. It is having 4 layers, namely सबसे बाहर जो होता है is your epidermis, then is your endothecium, then is your middle layer, and last one, innermost, is your tapetum. Okay, outer 3 का function होता है protection. क्या function होता है? Protection. And tapetum का function होता है to provide nourishment to developing pollen grains. To provide nourishment to developing pollen grains. क्योंकि यहाँ पे है आपका pollen sac. Am I clear? So immediate layer that surrounds this pollen sac is your tapetum. का function होता है to provide nourishment to developing pollen grains. Am I clear? Yes. Now if we are focusing on this pollen sac, then this have a mass of undifferentiated cell, this red one, and this is called as, yes बताओ इसको क्या कहा जाता है, this is called as your sporogenous tissue. This is called as your sporogenous tissue, and each of these sporogenous cells of your sporogenous tissue are rich in food reserve, have dense cytoplasm. Am I clear? तो ये हो गया आपका structure of your microsporangium. Now let us discuss the process of microsporogenesis. Okay, microsporogenesis, as the name suggests, it is formation of microspores from microspore mother cell. Okay, तो look, have a look over here. जो मैंने स्पोरोजेनस टिश्यू यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करा था, उसमें से one cell differentiates into MMC, microspore mother cell, or you can say it as your PMC, that is your pollen mother cell. ठीक है? Now this pollen mother cell or your microspore mother cell undergo a process called as your meiosis. होता है आपका reductional division, which results in formation of 4 cells, which okay, इसकी प्लॉइडी होगी 2n and इसकी प्लॉइडी होगी n, क्योंकि ये reductional division है. So number of chromosome will get reduced to half. ठीक है? तो you will get a structure like this, which is called as your microspore tetrad. As you can see over here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Microspore tetrad कहा जाता है. As your anther matures and dehisces, each of these microspores separates to form pollen grains. क्या बना दिया इसने? Pollen grain. Okay? तो बच्चों यहाँ से next topic क्या आएगा आपका? Structure of pollen grain. If we see the structure of pollen grain, then it is having how many layers? It is having 2 layers, right? Outer layer is called as your exine. If I want to draw over here, this is the structure of pollen grain. The outer layer, this one, is called as your exine, and ये किससे बना है? Exine is made up of toughest substance, yes or no, which is called as your sporopollen, and extremely resistant to high temperature, alkalis, okay, acids, and many more. And due to this reason, one can preserve pollen grain for longer duration, for longer time. Am I clear? So outermost layer is your exine. One more important thing, the region without sporopollenin, as you can see over here, the region without sporopollenin is called as your what? Is called as your germ pore. What is the purpose of this germ pore? Through which your pollen tube is going to come out. Okay, now the inner layer, if I want to draw over here, the inner layer is called as your intine. Intine layer होता है आपका thin, okay, and this is made up of your cellulose and pectin. Okay, तो inner intine, and this intine is made up of your cellulose and your pectin. Simple as that. Am I clear? Okay, अब of course इसके अंदर होगी आपकी क्या? Cytoplasm. I am not drawing right now. I mean to say your plasma membrane over here, and inside this there will be presence of cytoplasm, and मान लीजिए this is nucleus. ये क्या है बेटा? न्यूक्लियस है. यहाँ पे होगी प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, एंड दिस ऑल एरिया इज कॉल्ड एज योर साइटोप्लाज्म, जो आपको अच्छे से पता है. नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन? अब क्या होगा? दिस न्यूक्लियस, ये जो न्यूक्लियस है, दिस न्यूक्लियस अंडरगो a cell division called as mitosis. Mitosis is your equational division, जहाँ पे number of chromosome remains same. अगर वो n है तो at the end of mitosis वो n ही रहेगा. If it is 2n, at the end of mitosis वो 2n ही रहेगा. This is what I mean by your mitosis equational division. So मैंने आपको क्या बोला? This nucleus of pollen undergo a process called as your mitosis. At the end of mitosis, you people are going to get 2 cells. You people are going to get 2 cells. Okay? तो इसने mitosis कर लिया. Okay? इसके अंदर आपको मिलेंगे 2 cells. The larger cell, as I am drawing over here, the larger one. Can you see this? ये उसका nucleus. The larger cell is called as your vegetative cell. तो ये जो है वो वेजिटेटिव सेल है. This is the larger cell, okay, and the smaller cell is called as generative cell, and this generative cell is taken up by vegetative cell. तो आप मुझे बताओ generative cell कहाँ पे present होगा? Vegetative cell के अंदर. Am I clear? तो have a look over here. Here I am drawing smaller. As you can see this. Smaller और ये उसका न्यूक्लियस. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज योर जनरेटिव सेल. इसको क्या बोला जाता है? जनरेटिव सेल. एम आई क्लियर? सो दिस इज टू सेल कंडीशन. एक वेजिटेटिव सेल एंड दिस इज सेकेंड जनरेटिव सेल, एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज सेल इन सेल कंडीशन. जनरेटिव सेल in vegetative cell. Yes or no? As you can see in this picture, in this diagram, ये condition को बोला जाता है cell in cell condition, और you can see it as two cell condition. तो ज्यादातर आपके जो angiospermic plants होते हैं, they shed their pollen in this two cell condition. In this two cell condition. Okay, if I want to say in terms of percentage, then 60% of your angiospermic plants shed their pollen in this condition, that is two cell condition. What about 40%? 40% बचे ना? What about 40%? In that 40% angiospermic plants, आपका ये जो जनरेटिव सेल है, okay, ये टू सेल कंडीशन आई एम राइटिंग. ओके, कम ओवर हियर. वंस अगेन इफ आई वांट टू ड्रॉ, ये क्या हो गया आपका एक्साइन. दिस आर योर जर्म पोर्स. ठीक है, ये हो गई आपकी, व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज योर इंटाइन. ओके, देन इफ आई वांट टू ड्रॉ, दिस इज योर जनरेटिव सेल, ये उसका न्यूक्लियस. ओके, सॉरी, वेजिटेटिव सेल और ये उसका न्यूक्लियस. नाउ इफ I want to say about 40% angiospermic plants, तो इसमें क्या होता है, ये जो जनरेटिव सेल है, as you can see over here, यहाँ तक तो होता ही है. ओके, तो लेट मी ड्रॉ ओवर हियर. मान लीजिए ये आपका जनरेटिव सेल है, टू सेल कंडीशन, as you can see over here. Now what happens in rest 40% of your angiospermic plant? This generative cell undergo mitosis once again. This generative cell undergoes mitosis once again. So at the end of mitosis, you people will get how many cells? Two cells. Yes. So I am going to divide this generative cell by mitosis. At the end of mitosis, you are getting two cells. कितने cells है देख के बताओ मुझे आप. 1 and 2. 3 cells. So this is called as your 3-celled pollen. This is called as your 3-celled pollen. And can you see this? The product of division of generative cell, ये है आपके male gametes. ये क्या है बच्चों? आपके male gametes. Okay, so pollen grain is not male gamete. Pollen grain is called as male gametophyte. क्या बोला जाता है? मेल गैमेटोफाइट. एम आई क्लियर? एंड ये जो जनरेटिव सेल है वो माइटोसिस करके दो सेल्स बनाए, एंड दिस सेल्स आर कॉल्ड एज योर मेल गैमेट. ओके, सो इन 40% ऑफ योर एंजियोस्पर्मिक प्लांट, पोलन्स आर शेड इन दिस कंडीशन. इन 60% ऑफ योर एंजियोस्पर्मिक प्लांट, पोलन आर शेड इन दिस कंडीशन. देखो यहाँ पे भी ये प्रोसेस होने वाला है. But once this pollen reaches stigma of carpel, एक बार ये pollen कहाँ पे पहुंचे? Stigma of carpel. At the very same time, this generative cell divides to form two male gametes. Okay, तो ये हो गया आपका pollen grain. Then we people have understood some important thing about pollen grain, जैसे कि pollen grains are mainly responsible for causing allergy. Yes, and bronchial diseases leading to your chronic respiratory disorders. Yes, one such example we people have understood, that is your Parthenium, which is also called as your carrot grass, which comes as a contaminant along with wheat and is responsible for causing allergies. Okay, apart from this, ये जो pollen होती है is very rich in nutrition. आप सबको पता है, right? So pollen tablets pollen syrups are used by athletes. Okay, they are used by athletes. Then we have discussed viability of pollen grains, right? Two such examples we people have understood. Number one is of your rice and wheat. If we are talking about pollens of this rice and wheat, then they are viable for, you can say, they are sorry, they loses viability within one day, right? But if you're talking about your pollens of families like Rosaceae, Leguminaceae, Solanaceae, okay, then their pollens are viable for 1 month. Their pollens are viable for 1 month. ठीक है, तो ये हमने डिस्कस करा about your anthem, about your anthem. Let us now discuss your female reproductive unit. Female reproductive unit is called as your carpel, or it is also called as your pistil. Okay. Now, if you are going to discuss the structure of your Megasporangium, which is also called as your ovule, which is also called as your ovule. Okay. So here I am drawing the structure of your ovule. This ovule have two coverings, right? This is what I mean by integuments. This is what I mean by integuments. Integuments are nothing but cover, outer integument, inner integument, right? They are arranged in such a way that leaving a pore behind, and this pore is called as your microphyll. This pore is called as your microphyll. Am I clear? Okay. Now, apart from this, inside this integument, there is presence of a cell which forms your nucellus. तो nucellus के जो cells होते हैं, they have dense cytoplasm and rich in food material. Am I clear? Now, look over here. There is a stalk-like region, and this stalk-like region is called as your funicle. Okay. This funicle is nothing but is connection of ovule with ovary. ठीक है, तो ये जो black color portion है वो ovary है, and this funicle is a connecting link between your ovule and your ovary. Actually यहाँ पे present होता है आपका cushion like placenta. Am I clear? Now, can you see this region over here where your funicle meets with ovule, and ये जो है is called as your hilum. Am I clear? So this is your funicle, this is your hilum. And one more thing, the region opposite to microphyll, मतलब ये is called as your chalaza. The region opposite to this microphyll is called as your chalaza. Am I clear? Okay. Now, if we are talking about a process of your megasporogenesis, that is formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cell. Now, what happens in this? Inside this nucellus, one of your cell differentiates as your MMC. यहाँ पे MMC stands for your megaspore mother cell. This megaspore mother cell undergo a process called as your meiosis. Right, which results in formation of 1, 2, and 3, 4. That is your megaspores. Okay, out of your 4 megaspores, 3 are going to disintegrate. And one will becomes your functional megaspore. One becomes your functional megaspore. This functional megaspore undergoes 3 mitotic division in succession, which results in formation of 8 nuclei. Am I clear? Understood very carefully. जो आपका first division होगा वो आपका nuclear division होगा. Am I clear? Nucleus divide करके 8 nuclei बनाएगा, मतलब karyokinesis होगी. This karyokinesis is not immediately followed followed by cytokinesis. Is not immediately followed by cytokinesis. Am I clear? तो बच्चों देखो यहाँ पे this is your functional megaspore as you can see over here, right? और ये यहाँ पे उसका nucleus है. This nucleus divides to form total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 nuclei as you can see over here. Am I clear? जैसे ये एक के 2 nuclei, this undergo mitosis to form 4 nuclei, this undergo mitosis to form total 8 nuclei. Okay, so this is your mitotic division 1, mitotic division 2 and your mitotic division 3. So at the end of 3 successive mitosis you will get 8 nuclei. Am I clear? Yes. Of this 8 nuclei, 6 nuclei receives cytoplasm. मतलब उसकी cytokinesis होगी. Am I clear? Which results in formation of egg. Can you see this over here? Here there is deposition of your cytoplasm. Deposition of your cytoplasm as you can see over here, right? Out of 8, 6 को cytoplasm मिला, 2 को नहीं मिला. Okay. Now have a look what I am saying. This 3 cells which I have drawn in red, they move towards chalaza. They move towards chalaza. Am I clear? And these are called as your antipodal cell. इसको क्या कहा जाता है? Your antipodal cell. Am I clear? Okay. This blue color one moves towards micropyle and they are called as, all 3 together forms your egg apparatus. Forms your egg apparatus. And can you see this centrally located one? Yes, these are called as your polar nuclei. These are called as your polar nuclei. Am I clear? Okay. Out of which this one is your egg and these 2 are your synergids. इसको क्या कहा जाता है? Synergid. So egg plus 2 synergid forms your egg apparatus. Forms your egg apparatus. Am I clear? So this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and this forms a central cell. This forms a central cell. So you can say your megasporangium is 7-celled, 8-nucleated. Cell कितने हैं? 7 है, लेकिन nuclei कितने हैं? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Am I clear? तो ये हो गया आपका megasporogenesis. Am I clear? So at the end of megasporogenesis and microsporogenesis, we are having male and female gametes ready. Now comes a process of gamete transfer. Gamete transfer is called as pollination. We very well know that pollination is basically divided into 3. As such, self-pollination and cross-pollination. But in our NCERT, it is divided into 3. First one is your autogamy. What is autogamy? Autogamy is nothing but transfer of pollen to stigma. Yes or no? If I am talking about autogamy, then autogamy involves your same flower. It involves your same flower. Transfer of pollen to stigma of carpel of same flower. तो ये हो गया आपका autogamy, right? Here, in our NCERT textbook is given certain plants like your commonelia, right? Commonina, viola and your oxalis. They have 2 types of flower, chesmogamous flower and your clistogamous flower. If you are talking about your clistogamous flower, then this type of flowers do not open at all. ये open ही नहीं होंगे. तो यहाँ पे there is only chance of self-pollination. There is only chance of self-pollination. Am I clear? Yes. Then comes your geitonogamy. Again, geitonogamy is kind of your self-pollination as it involves same plants. As it involves same plant but different flower. So in your geitonogamy, there occurs transfer of pollen from your anther to stigma of another flower but on same plant. तो ये हो गया आपका जिटोनोगैमी. And last comes your xenogamy, cross pollination बोलो. It involves two different plants. It involves two different plants. Okay. Then comes your pollinating agents. You very well know that biotic and abiotic pollinating agent. If you are talking about abiotic pollinating agent, they are our wind and water. Wind, if you are talking, we have seen this by taking example of our maize. यहाँ पे pollens कैसी होनी चाहिए? They must be light in weight, not sticky. Your stigma must be feathery for easy catch of your pollen grains. Am I clear? Yes. If you are talking about next one, pollination by water. Pollination by water. Then this we have seen in case of your Vallisneria. Yes or no? In case of your water hyacinth, you can say Zostera, and many more examples we have seen under the same. One point that you have to fit in mind, that all plants that grows in water are not necessarily pollinated by water. Am I clear? There are plants like water hyacinth, that is your Acornia, which are pollinated by insects, same as your land plant. Same as your land plant. Then we have discussed your biotic pollinating agent. Biotic pollinating agent में आपके birds आते हैं, right? Then comes your bees, insects, and many more we have seen. Birds के दो example you people have to memorize. That is your sunbird and hummingbird. Okay. So for attracting these insects, flowers are providing some rewards, and these rewards are nothing but nectar and pollen grains. Apart from this, special rewards are provided by some flowers. That is a safe place to lay eggs. Safe place to lay eggs for this insect. As you can see this in case of your Amorphophilus. Okay, and one more example for the same is your yucca moth relationship. Yucca moth relationship. And lastly, we have discussed your pollen robbers or nectar robbers. Okay, they take away nectar and pollen grains without effective pollination. तो इसको कहा जाता है. This is what I mean by pollen robber, or you can say it as your nectar robber. Simple as that. Okay. So in this video we people have discussed. Your anther, your carpel, in the sense we have discussed your microsporogenesis, megasporogenesis. Pre-fertilization events we people have completed in short, and gamete transfer, that is your pollination. Am I clear? Yes. And take into account that वो मैंने आपको बोला pollen grains of your wheat and rice are viable for 30 minutes. Okay. I hope the video is very clear to you all. Thank you very much.